All right, and I think I have adjusted the volume so we can talk over it, but if not, we'll find out in the replay. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Now, what are you thinking? I've started messing with my Canva, did some graphics. I kind of copied the Marvel look for that top one. I was a fan.
The I Must Dre'K You, the purple and yellow one, or
yeah, that up there. Like, I mean, that's a default font, but then I went for, like, last week when I did the Marvel Impel, I like copied the graphic, like the colors, which I thought was fun.
nice.
Anyway, welcome to I Must Dre'K You, the not so subtle knockoff of I Must Break You. Should have gone more clever. Jeff should have been like what the GoBots to your Transformers, whatever we want to say.
I mean, I don't consider it a knockoff.
Oh,
I consider it a partner.
That's okay. What? So the polite thing is you're like the sister show. The other one is the knockoff.
Yeah, it's the sister.
By the way, I mean, this is going to be interesting. So let's give some shout outs.
El
First
Celdo in the chat, by the way.
Hockey, yay, hockey. Let's give some points. Patreon.com/Jeff May. That's what makes the wheels run around here. Go ahead and sign up. You can get stuff sent to you in the mail, which is cool. You can subscribe to be a nerd producer, which we're going to be recording in a week. And then on that point, Jeff, I'm going to be recording tomorrow night some bonus content. Christopher Landis, who wrote the book on
WMAC Masters.
On WMAC Masters, which incidentally, when we're talking knockoff sister show weird contentions, Bandai Power Rangers sponsored it because they thought it was similar to Power Rangers, and then after a season went, wait a minute, we're funding our competition, and stopped funding it. So is what it is. Now, Jeff, this might look familiar to you when we're talking cheap knockoffs.
Oh, nice.
What does this look like to you, Jeff, if you want to tell the listeners?
That is, so what you have there, and I actually appreciate you watching. That right there is Star Wars, I believe the High Order, the Blade #1. Wait, what's that?
No, it's
the early.
So this is, I believe you're right, it is the Blade #1. This is a virgin cover, so it's hard to know. But here's what I'm going to throw out. Jeff May.
It'll say so on the back.
It'll
say so on the back in the COA. The COA will tell you what it is.
Yeah, it is Star Wars: The High Republic #1. And
High Republic.
This is a virgin cover. Jeff.
So that's the virgin cover. We do me a favor, Dre. Hold it from the other side. Hold it from the opening side. Nope. Just stop having your thumbs on the spine. It's driving me insane as a comics person. Always hold it from the opening side. So
we do over here.
Page side.
All right, we're learning together.
Yep. Because that way, if you are collecting in any way, El Celdo got their first pack and made a video opening it. Super cool. I watched that video.
We loved it. And El Celdo, I'm going to apologize. A goal I had for that week was to maybe make a set of links of we just watched over at jeffhascoolcards.com, and I did not get to it that week, but in future I definitely will.
Yeah. So this is Star Wars: The High Republic #1, the Blade. That's the virgin cover. Super hot book for a while. I think, I don't know if the High Republic, if Marvel kind of backed away from it, and so it started to lose traction or whatever. It was massive for a while, but we call that the Travolta cover.
It does look like John Travolta.
A little like John Travolta. So that you got in one of the Mike Mayhew bundles.
Jeff, if you go to Whatnot, and Jeff, I'm not going to lie, this is, as a collector, as a fan, it scratches way too many itches in a scary way. So the way this works is Jeff will go on Whatnot. I highly recommend follow Jeff on Instagram at HeyThereJeffro to know when he's going to go live. Mike Mayhew, a fantastic artist who draws some of these covers, and as you notice, autographs the covers as well. Jeff will sell mystery boxes, and what you can see, so as an example, this mystery box had this on the back. You could see this.
Oh shoot! I just saw the other thing you got. I forgot about that.
Just wait. Just be patient, Jeff. You're the guy. I was going to say, this isn't whatnot time now for
Well,
Jeff
well,
to
you don't
sell.
want to go too slowly, Dre.
Okay,
Jesus
we'll
Christ.
finish up the intro and then we'll go much, much, much quicker. But anyway, so you'll see this, and then to Jeff's point, you kind of you will know. You're like, okay, well, this is a pack of 2 comics that you are going to get. And you bid
Mhm.
very much like eBay, although it's not like eBay. You don't put in a max and get the floor. You put in what you're willing to spend, and that's what you spend. Hard lesson learned
Yeah.
by me. But then that said, we'll reveal what it is, and you're like, awesome. But then there is another cover behind it, and Jeff, holy cow, this was an
Yeah.
amazing get.
So like was this okay, so this was my so I like to sometimes I make connections. Sometimes they're random, but like sometimes I like to play with it in like really obscure and weird ways. This was Blue and Blades. So the character of the Gwen Vereen that we see, she has the black and yellow, but I always think of it as like a blue and yellow. And then the blade, the hilt. So I was like, you know what? That's a funny little thing. And so I just threw it in there as like a curveball. And I think, if I recall, you got this for a song.
So yeah, some of these go for higher, some go for 35. But to this point, there's a couple of things. All of these comics that you can get over at Whatnot, I know we're telethoning Whatnot, but Jeff's there. It's awesome stuff. And I've also said someday Jeff might
Yeah,
be
it's
able to
fine.
go to
Okay.
Whatnot for his own properties, etc. But the key is these are mystery packs, so you don't know which comic set you're gonna get, and this is a remark, and these are highly coveted. So this is a Mike
Yeah, so right
Mayhew.
there you see that's original art. He's got the signature on the thigh of the Silk character, right? But then you see, yeah, that yellow face right there, that is original art. That's crazy.
Now, this one over here, you know me, I'm a sucker for rogues. I bought 2 of these now that I'm probably good on rogue quota. But the Uncanny
Oh
X-Men
yeah.
#1 by Mike Mayhew, the Welcome to Puberty, if you haven't already.
Oh, and you
Amazing
got the
cover.
rainbow sig, yeah.
Love that. And then this one, you know, not as big of a fan for me, but another awesome, a cool Star Wars one with the rainbow as well. This one right here is a green. I explicitly
Oh yeah,
asked you for this. I
you got a
wanted a
bunch of
Green
stuff, huh?
Goblin, so I wanted this one. It had
Oh great, yeah.
Green Goblin, which I knew, and then it also, look at that cover. And then also, what's this
That
called
is
here? Where it looks
gorgeous.
like it's,
That is a rainbow drip sig.
and
That
this
right
one,
there is a rainbow drip sig, yeah.
and to your point, Jeff, this one right, that's interesting. This one right here, I thought was, I was starting to go for themes, so I had enough in my budget for one more book, and there was a remark of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I thought I got the theme. I thought red was the theme. I was right, by the way. I was right on the theme, but unfortunately, I did not get the remark of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You went for green as a theme, so that's a bummer. But
I
I got this
did.
Virgin She-Hulk. So
Oh,
awesome.
that's so good with the duo. So that right there, that's a duo. They call that a duo glow sig, and you got it with the chromium, and that rips, dude.
These are also cool. Mike Mayhew, as mentioned, it scratches too many
Look at that
itches.
cover. Hold that She-Hulk cover up there again. That is so good. It's obviously we see that as a McFarlane. That is a McFarlane homage from Amazing Spider-Man. So good. Mike did such a good job with this piece. I friggin' love that one so much. Yeah, and so nice mailbag for you, really.
Well, I'm not even done, but I was going to
But
say. So here's the
but that
thing. On the
that
Whatnot,
rogue.
it scratches that nice itch of, breaking packs of cards, a mystery thing, but kind of like we've
Mhm.
discussed with, say, Star Wars CCG, you're going to get a rare, right? It's not
I
like
I
you bid $35 on a Mike Mayhew set, and then you're like, oh no, what did I get? You bid $35 hoping for a remark, and you get a Virgin She-Hulk, and you're like, that's still fine. That is still fine.
the I actually think it's kind of crazy, like that $35 is the starting point, because I think that's a little low, but some people don't want, but like 2 books from that score, the books are usually, autograph books are usually 40 to 60 a piece. So to like put them at 35 is pretty nuts. And to sneak remarks in there is crazy.
And we may
But yeah,
we may have to discuss, because here's the interesting thing. Getting two, and I'm going to start showing some other mailbags. This is a mailbag failure here, Jeff. So I'm looking to complete my Marvel Impel Series 2 set. And we discussed this.
Yeah.
Cards 1 through 18 have a bold variant in the top left corner and a not bold variant. And so I went online and I found some places that had photos with the not bold variant. And this show, Jeff, we've made a backdoor pilot on this show talking neurodivergence and stuff. Walker Morgan once was like, hey, we're all neurodivergents. We're like, look, we just like trains and cards and other stuff. No. But I've written multiple emails this week to eBay sellers explaining, hey, FYI, your photos have a not bold of this. And there's a bold versus not bold variant. And I'm trying to complete a set, so, maybe update accordingly. And I don't even want my money back because it was like $1 with shipping. But then I'm just like that. But the good news, Jeff, is not bold, not bold.
Oh, that's
not
a good.
bold,
That Marvel girl, so
not
good.
bold,
The X Factor.
not bold. We'll go back to her in a second. These two are bold, but I actually had the not bold variants. Not bold, not bold. So, boom, I'm almost there, Jeff.
Nice.
I am 5 cards away from having a complete set of Marvel Impel Series 2. And I'll probably just end up buying the holograms just as a set. If you're scoping, you can find those for about 50. And I think I can wait for lower, right? So maybe get them at 30, so like $6 a holo. Same point. I had NBA Hoops 2024 last year, the Victor Wembanyama rookie card. I was 8 cards away from a complete set. Much easier to just find all of those since I didn't have to worry about bold versus not bold. So we're 4 cards in. Dorian Finney-Smith, Zach LaVine, Scotty Barnes, he is a beast for Toronto, and Wendell Moore Jr. Then,
look at all those cards you've got in the mail.
I know, and it's here's the funny thing, the cards I just showed you are less than half of a Mike Mayhew comic. But it's fun, right? When you're collecting, that's the fun. We've kind of discussed this. Patreon.com/Jeff May. Go there to see Jeff break amazing cards and send them to you in the mail. And by the way, that I do want to show off, Jeff, because I've started putting content over at jeffhascoolcards.com. So I'm going to try and do. I did this.
Dre, just as a heads up, Dre, it's very funny. El Celdo said, "Should the not bold cards be called timid?" Very clever.
I'll give it to you. I'll try and use it in the next email I have to send someone explaining to them bold versus not bold. But anyway, Jeff has cool cards. This is a out of the box WordPress theme. At some point, Jeff, I'll work on it so it looks nicer on mobile. But initial thing was website up at jeffhascoolcards.com, getting some content up there. We have, of course, your Fiona Shaw autograph collection there. And then I've also started going over your breaks. So I broke down your 2 breaks last week, which was Star Wars Unlimited, Shadows of the Galaxy, and your awesome mailbag. And then I basically said, here's what I want, because I am a rookie card member. I've said, here's what I want in the mail. And I did, by the way, practice what I preach. If you go to the YouTube channel, that is youtube.com/Jeff Has Cool Cards. I have these time stamped, by the way, which is useful in a second. And then if you go down in the comments, I timestamp my comment saying what I want explicitly. So just throwing that out there to other patreon.com/Jeff May rookie card members that want cards in the mail. I can't 100% speak for you, but I think you've kind of agreed with me, Jeff, which is tie goes to comment. So if you want a card and you're a member, go into the comments because that helps the algorithm, that helps engagement. And yeah, so I've said basically when I do these kind of posts, Jeff, I'm going to list 1 card a break, only 1 card a break. I know you said you'll probably do 2 because this was a really big box, that Star Wars Unlimited. But I just
with those, and also the variances of different sort of things that you can get in there. Like there's the hyperspaces, the foils, and the rares. I think I can get everybody at least 2 of those 3 things. So everyone will get either a foil and a hyperspace and a rare, a foil and a rare, blah blah blah.
Actually, I forgot to put. I think I need to copy it in, but there is a base Werner Herzog. I'll fix that, Jeff. But my 2 recommendations for people to ask for the Star Wars Unlimited. There's a Werner Herzog, the baby, as you say. the child.
Yeah.
You've got a hyperspace. This is your point right there. There are multiple Fennec Shans. I got to go for my Chun-Li.
You
She's
love a Fennec
awesome.
Chan.
But this is the hyperspace variant. And then you broke some WWE Chronicles, and I basically said the Razor Ramon. And here's what's
Yeah.
cool: you
The
got
hollow
you got
razor.
a numbered one of this Becky Lynch, which I would say, please Jeff, don't send that out. But you also just got like a base hollow. So there were some cool cards
Yeah.
you broke. So this is what I'm going to try and do, like weekly, go over our breaks, say what I want, so you know at the end of the month. But then also give suggestions. And as mentioned, this is timestamped. So if you click on this link here, in fact, you don't. That's a mistake. It was supposed to just open a new one. It will literally go to Jeff Has Cool Cards and show you the second it's broken. So, I'm helping do the work. If you want to go to patreon.com/Jeff May, you want to get cards sent to you in the mail, you can do that. And I'm going to even try and give suggestions in case you like miss a break or whatever, or, don't want to jump around. And I'm limiting myself to 2 for now on that and 1 for myself. I'm excited about that Andre the Giant because you said that's already mine, so that'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, last thing, Jeff. This I don't need to go. I'm just gonna go through these quickly, but this was actually from that binder I got at the store in 1991 NBA hoops. I actually had like 40 more cards I needed to get. Now here's the unfortunate part. Good, bad. That binder had a ton.
Oh wow.
So I actually only need 12 cards remaining in that set. But we kind of mentioned this. I must break you. Jeff breaks awesome things, and Jeff's like, I can't keep these. Jeff says, I'm going to keep the, maybe numbered ones that we could flip to help keep the operation going. But the hyperspaces, the rares.
Yeah, there's a couple. Like I kept engraded an IG-88 hyperspace because I wanted to. Like that's one of the few things I'll actually like keep with me. But I want to get rid of most of these cards. Not that I don't love them, I just have so many of them, like.
Now we mentioned this, Jeff. It's my birthday week, so we're doing Surf Ninjas for Nerd with Nick Cowan. I'm looking forward to that so much. And I did do, not Mike Mayhew, just myself, some eBay purchases. So this is a hologram black Wicket W. Warwick, signed by Warwick Davis. Probably the last one I can afford, man. The of 25.
Is that numbered out of 10?
I don't think this is out of 10. I think this is base. I thought it was because it's black.
Oh, it's a Star Wars black. Never mind. When you said black, I thought.
Yeah, I know it's confusing because the black is, there is Topps Chrome black, and then there is Topps Chrome black, which is out of 10. Yeah. But this is, so I have 2 signed Warwick Davis Wicket cards. There was an of 25 out there for 200, and I said, "You're dreaming." And it's already gone. Yeah, so no. I was not dreaming. Someone had that dream, Jeff. And sadly, that dream was not me. All right, Jeff. Main event, we'll break a few packs of cards and call it a night. That's good. Okay, El Celdo keeping it up. And I've made this joke before. He said, that's wicked cool. And I mentioned I used to actually have a screen name, which was Wicked, at a laser tag arena, and they banned me saying wicked was offensive.
Were they run by Christians?
Yes.
Fucking nerds.
All right.
So what
I just did. I just went out and did it, Jeff. Gem Mint 10. So I, wasn't going to be able. Well, here's the thing: it's cheaper than a hobby box. I'll say that. I'm not gonna say the price, but this was a birthday gift to myself. It's cheaper than a hobby box, and it's.
It came from. It was eBay verified, so that means I know at least how much it was.
Oh, is there a floor?
Yeah.
What's the floor? Out of curiosity, because I mean, even I'm not going to be.
No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to say it on this thing because you said you don't want to say how much you meant.
Because it's got it. I mean, it's got what, 100, 100, 200? I mean.
Dre, did you spend $500?
No.
Or more?
So that's why I wasn't.
You didn't.
No. So I don't know what I think what it is that you can have a PSA vault and like you have to send it back through the authentication.
Oh, all
So
right.
yes, this was
Well,
cheap.
that's good
This
then.
was cheaper than a hobby box. It's kind of sad there were like three at the same time. So if anybody wants to do research, I basically did a buy it now offer that was pretty good. That was lower than an auction that went right after and above an auction that went before it, but not by much. So it was right around the range I wanted. Birthday present for myself. Gem Mint 10 Nikola Jokic rookie card from the set that I have been collecting. So have been excited for that. So that's my mailbag. This was and like I said, it's amusing because I
It's
have all of
impressive, man.
these little cards. I have all of these cards that are like nothing, right? Like the as mentioned, like the Wicket and all of these other like singles that you get are you know, Mike Mayhew Studios will eat your budget quicker. And then, by the way, Jeff, no, I'll reveal that later. I got a funny thing, but I might just send it to you for Halloween. All right. So that was an amazing mailbag. And here's the thing: we're not going to have to break too many of these, or I'm not going to, because these NBA hoops, for those that don't know, this is 1990, 1991. This is peak junk wax era. This is series 2. So the first series of this has cards 1 through 336. This, I think, goes 337 to 440. I am only missing 12, and you and I, Jeff, have seen the collation on this. So,
Yeah.
So,
is this the Mark Jackson series?
this is the Mark Jackson series. So it is. Okay. So by the way, I want to throw that out, Jeff. So because I've been getting excited about this. So as mentioned, started doing graphics for the show. So it's a little easier for me than you because you do from your phone, so your phone has different requirements, but I do desktop, so I can pre-make it. But what I actually did, and oh, interesting, I cut this off a little. Sorry about that. So let me see. You'll see right there. What I've started doing in my graphics for I Must Dre'K use is I'll put black and white cards of like chasers, right? So I actually have the Mark Jackson there. I have the Mark Jackson.
Man, you are good at doing nerdy shit.
Well, you do it too, though. Like you make I'll say this to both of us. The world's gotten really good at letting you do nerdy stuff fast because you have a graphics program on your phone that like I would ask you to make graphics for stuff and you would throw those together super quick.
Oh, sure, yeah, I have like programs
and
stuff.
I have
Canva
Canva that does it too now, and it's like it is nice where the world I'm just like, yeah, I wanna make this thing, and it's just like, oh yeah, you copy and paste a graphic, go from there. The only downside I have discovered is going to you find the graphics for cards and collectibles at eBay. The murderer card, that's right, Logan. This one,
you get the Mac Jackson murderer card.
Technically, it's the Menendez brothers. Anyway, this.
Oh well, yeah.
This is junk wax era, where same issue that we had with Impel. There are misprints, and it varies like which box these will be in. So there's a checklist misprint that I do not have from the base set. I am missing, I think, a Terry Porter misprint. Let me just see really quick. A Terry Porter misprint. So again, this one I might not even find. I might just have to go to eBay for it and spend 50 cents. I am missing a Danny Ainge Sacramento Kings card. He actually got bounced around. A Michael Cage error card too, but it's not like a special error card. It's just, you can see on this set, TCDB will show if it says UER, if you can even read that. There are errors on these cards because, again, junk wax era, mass produced a lot of them, put them out with errors, didn't even care. There's Michael Cage Supersonics, a Tom Hammond correction card. Again, that might be in this because this is Series 2, so Series 2 would print corrections to base sets.
Wow.
A checklist.
So show us the cards, bro.
A Danny Ferry. So, and then I'm looking for some stuff in the second set. I don't know which. So, yeah. Let's just go fast.
All right. Well,
all right.
Open some cards.
Let's see. Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes left in the show. We'll open some cards. Although that mailbag was, I got jealous, Jeff. You had such a cool mailbag on Friday, and I was like, no.
Oh, I got a good one on Friday coming too.
Oh, nice. Okay, Will Perdue traded for Dennis Rodman, single-handedly responsible for Michael Jordan's legacy. That trade doesn't go down Though I was going to say this is a bummer. I don't know if you can tell. These cards are a little bowed. You know, they've been on a shelf. So, Tom Hammond, this might be one of the cards I was looking for. Buck Williams. Oh, I love this. Reggie Miller.
Oh, nice
Love
little
the.
art card. What is that on the back? Is it like
So this is all the
provisions or
other art.
something?
This is
Like,
all the other art cards. Oh, this is all the pace. This is
all
cool
right.
actually. It tells you the number of all the Pacers in this set. So these are all the Pacers,
Oh,
and
sick.
Dick Versace is the coach. Terry Porter. This might be a card I'm looking for. Sorry, I will linger a little on him, Jeff. I can't tell if that's a blemish on the card or a light in the back. It looks like a blemish. Bummer. But this card is probably, even graded, this card is probably worth, what, 50 cents. So Terry Porter
Yeah.
graduated UW Stevens Point, which is where my wife went to grad school, Jeff. So best player in the NBA out of Stevens Point.
Huge
All
if
right.
true.
Felton Spencer. I was missing this card, but got it in that other set. Ooh, John Sally, Bad Boy Pistons. I can't tell if that's just bad printing or the, the
It
edge right
seems
there.
incredibly I think it's actually because it's mega off center.
Yeah, that's the other
Right?
thing about this set is the centering. It's funny because it's like the worst of all worlds. You can see that too. You look at this Paul Weston. I think I
Or
was
is it just that the photo's terribly off center?
Yeah, if you look here, like off center terribly. So yeah, like this was early. This was the second run of NBA hoops. Johnny Newman, stay in school, don't you? I do like the look of that card though. That's kind of cool. Do you
Again,
have one greatest
painfully
moment in
off
your
center.
life? Okay, listen to Johnny Newman. I got to read this to you, Jeff. Question: Do you have one greatest moment in your life? His answer: No, I have two. Oh, the first was receiving my college diploma. The second was being selected in the NBA draft. And he says to stay in school. Although, sorry, man, modern NBA, if you can make the NBA, one and done it. Do not stay in school, as leaving millions and millions and millions and millions on the table. For the love of God, do not stay in school. If you make it to the NCAA tournament in any capacity, get your butt to the NBA. That's the real advice. Ooh, a Patrick Ewing versus Mark Eaton. That's cool. But
Oh, nice.
I'll have to
Say no to
look.
drugs.
I'll have to look. Yeah, because I'm sure none of
Yeah,
the
Logan saying something too, like the gray is such a bummer on that set. Like it's such a drab
I love. Okay,
color
this is weird.
palette.
I've always loved. So first off, we've talked this. I love the back of the card. I love seeing all of the box scores, including college. I love the bio. Like
Sure.
this is pre basketball reference. So I have a fondness for the set, and it even has some trivia on the bottom, right?
Yeah,
I actually liked the gray. Interesting. All right.
you're allowed to.
But again, we discuss this all the time on the Nerd Podcast. Michael Thompson, father of Clay Thompson. We discuss. Ooh, I now have multiples of these, Jeff. All right. We discuss this all the time on the Nerd Show, which patreon.com/Jeff May. I feel bad, Jeff. I was like, we're full on producers, and right after I say it, a producer slot opens up. So shows me. But patreon.com/Jeff May, you can produce the Nerd Show, get your name set on air. But all of the time on that show, we discuss that, nostalgia. You remember being a kid. And so I even said in the release for this episode of the show, I said, I think this is the best set of basketball cards out there, and it in no way coincides with being the first year I started collecting cards.
Yeah, it's crazy how that would work.
Yeah. Pistons win second NBA championship off center. Bill Cartwright is overrated on the Bulls. Was a good player. Ooh, nice Patrick Ewing. I think I was looking for the Rick Adelman, so that's nice to get. Blue, Thurl Bailey. Got multiples of the Charles Barkley, which is good. Isaiah Thomas, overrated. He met all the requirements for the 92 Dream Team. Is a joke, but he was really good when he was young. Nate McMillan. Mike, I was looking. Was this the Michael Cage? Okay, perfect. Yeah, this was the Michael Cage I was looking for. So yeah, this is This is Series 2, so this is cards 336 on. But it does still include cards from the early set. So like I still could get a Michael Jordan in here. Or a We got to. What's a more clever name for the Mark Jackson murderer card? Is there a way to like shorten that?
The Mark Mendez brothers
The
card. I
Mark
don't know.
Mendez brothers, something. We'll think about it. Okay, Logan. That's what's funny is Logan said something else, which is also going to make me nostalgic. Um, is he says it reminds him of scratch cards, and I agree. And that's funny too. Is when I was a kid, and even now, actually, my dad keeps this up. Stacey King rookie, Kiki Vandeweghe. I've met him. He was GM of the Nuggets briefly. I think he
Oh,
was.
nice.
Was he picked number one or number two? Yeah, he's the number one pick in
Oh,
this
Derek
draft.
Coleman.
He's all right.
We love Derek Coleman. He was good.
He's all right, probably. I think Gary Payton is like the top one, and Sean Kemp, I think, was a rookie near here. Spud Webb could dunk, but my dad would buy lottery tickets, scratch tickets. F this guy. He would buy scratch lottery tickets for Christmas. He would put them in our stockings. Hakeem Olajuwon off center, and just look at that, man. Like, look at the centering. Would this make it
Yeah,
out
it's a
of Jeff's
gorgeous card,
cards?
though.
If you were running a card company, Jeff, would you put that out? Anyway.
I would just sell the cards. Like centering and stuff. That's people didn't care as much back then.
Well, clearly, yeah. This is the second year of the set. Sedale Threet. He replaced Magic Johnson as starting point guard when Magic Johnson left with AIDS. That's got to be a rough one to...
Man, what a cool name though. Threat.
I thought it was Threet, but I'll tell you really quick,
It's
Jeff.
probably Threat pronounced, but because of the two T's. But Threat is just a badass name.
Let's see. So I brought this up before, and actually, Jeff, I'm going to use this as a opportunity for a PSA. So before the PSA, I'm going to say, Jeff has cool cards on YouTube. I'm also, hey, Exploding Runes, you're too late for the mailbag, so go back and look at that. But you are not too late for nerdy basketball talk. So, Jeff, I think you're right on Threat, because they do not give a different pronunciation guide at Basketball Reference. But what I was going to throw to you, Jeff, is if you go to Sabrina, it's Ionescu. And I bring this up because she is on my fantasy squad this year, where I'm going to win the consolation bracket, WNBA. I am going to win the consolation bracket, Jeff. I did not make the playoffs because I was a fool. I do have the best win-loss record against Adam Todd Brown now because of seeding. But anyway, she is on my fantasy squad. She is amazing. Sabrina Ionescu. And I know I have said on podcasts, I have heard Logan and Adam, so I don't want to sell anybody out, say on podcasts, but it is Sabrina Ionescu. So 3-point shooter who drew Steph Curry in a 3-point contest, Ionescu. All right. I'll do, I think, one more pack, Jeff, and that seems good.
Not INSQ.
Yeah, I know. That's what you would think, right? But it's Ionescu.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and El Celdo, yeah, the sports reference sites are amazing. And then, by the way, Logan actually brought up that Rex Chapman is a famed tweeter. And I've got a funny name-droppy story that's almost up there with Jeff May and just having cool friends. So Rex Chapman worked in the Denver Nuggets with the Kroenke organization with a guy named Brett Barup. And Brett Barup, okay, this is funny. All right, Logan, I'm going to put a request. Sorry to take a brief break, Jeff. Logan says she says INSQ.
You got a Clyde the Glide coming your way. I babysat him. She says INSQ. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I want to hear about this because, yeah, the site is saying Ionescu. She says INSQ. This is not the first, like, notoriously, Akeem Olajuwon had his name misspelled. If there's any way, Logan, for a WNBA segment on a future show to discuss that at all, I would love it. And the WNBA podcast with Adam Todd Brown and Logan Trent is one of my favorites. I'm going to have to show this to my kid because he's been talking about witches and liches. And then, yeah, my name dropping story is I know Brett Barup, who worked with, who was a Kentucky star back in the day, didn't make the NBA, was like a big time mover and shaker behind the scenes. And I knew him, Bill Lane Beer. Wrong mark. He would steal tweets. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, right.
He would do the content aggregation thing, right? And then unfortunately he passed away.
Really?
He was a really cool guy though. Like it's one of those weird things where I'm like, your online presence is questionable with,
Logan says he thinks he might be wrong, by the way.
okay. Okay. Well, anyway, one way or the other, Logan, if you're wrong, you can do a segment. If not, though, I've done a PSA, and we've all learned here today how to say Sabrina Ionescu, one of the greatest three-point shooters in WNBA and NBA history at this point. But yeah, I knew Brett Barup, and he did that, and then sadly he passed too young, and then Rex Chapman kind of like blew up after that with blocker charge. So it was very weird because I kind of knew the person who was doing it ahead of time. I knew they worked together. They were good friends. Ooh, I love that Admiral. So that fine line between dated cards and awesome looking. I like it.
Yeah.
Cliff Robinson, one of the worst players in NBA history. I love him. I love him so much.
Oh wow.
He Cliff Robinson is probably the reason the Portland Trailblazers do not have a title, is what I will say. All right. All right, there we go. Not bad. So I actually had a pretty good, like, all things like this, as I mentioned.
Man, you had a good thing going.
This and Michael Jordan are like one of the only two. Now, here's what's rough. The centering looks pretty good, but I do think that is just some flecking there.
Later, Walker.
Nice seeing you, Walker. Yeah. Mocker. And then Larry Brown got in a fight with Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson had the practice rant, and Larry Brown said he said practice more times than he'd been to practice. All right, Jeff, that was a lot of fun. Fun mailbag. I think I got one or two cards that I was missing from the set, so almost there on 1990, 1991. Oh, interesting. Oops. I misread. So Logan said Larry Brown overrated. I first read that as Larry Bird overrated and was like, oh, no. And you and I have had this discussion back and forth many times, Jeff, where I basically said that I think the Incredible Wicket. What do you think?
That's good. El Celdo, most sports do have coach cards or
I don't know if that's my internet
petered
connection.
Out in the modern era.
Yeah. I'm not I don't know if I broke up or Jeff, so if it didn't come out or not, basically, so, old sets did a lot of stuff. Like if you look, this set has art cards, coach cards, don't do drugs cards, and the shift they really made was more towards like, hey, what if we do numbered parallels of players that people want, not just obscure stuff. We all agree that Larry Bird is great. Top six is hard just because of longevity.
Yeah. Great player and the number one shit talker in NBA history.
Ooh, even over like KG and stuff.
Kevin Garnett. Yes, he's better than Kevin Garnett because because Kevin Garnett would just say vulgar things to people, but Larry Bird would dismantle you. Larry Bird would look at you and say, I'm only using my left hand and I'm going to get 40 points. And he would snatch your soul out of your body. Like, I get that Kevin Garnett was like really filthy and that's awesome. But Larry Bird would literally dismantle you with his words. And that to me just really puts him at the upper echelon because he's not just talking shit. He's doing it while he's owning your ass doing the. He would call his shots to his defenders and make them.
I love
that.
I love that stuff. And then
that to me, he'd harass benches and coaches and stuff while he was playing and yell at them for putting a white guy on him. Like, yeah.
Sorry, Jeff. He was cut you off with an awesome
snatcher.
in chat comment. Doing the Shang Tsung, Landon, doing the Mortal Kombat. Your soul is mine, Larry Bird. I kind of want that now. My graphics are getting better, but I want a Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat movie pointing and saying your soul is mine, but it's Larry Bird. That'd be good stuff.
Oh, that sounds good.
All right. But anyway, Larry Bird is absolutely amazing, and he's a weird product because he worked during college and smashed his hand doing manual labor before he went to the NBA. And then he worked on fixing his mom's driveway and
he was shoveling shingles and shit.
Like shoveling asphalt and tweaked his back. And it's just like, this is one of the greatest players of all time. That yeah, in the modern NBA, there's absolutely no way he does that, and he plays for 20 years, but had a shortened career, so still really good. All right, Jeff, let's
It's funny actually. Tomorrow's Jeff Has Cool Friends. I believe I talk about that very same story.
I am excited. So
I
let's talk.
believe I bring it up with my
Let's
guest
yeah.
tomorrow.
This is a perfect. That was an amazing segue into the end of the show, Jeff. Which is let's talk about the week coming up because we have you've told me we have some fun stuff coming up. So of course today
So
we have I Must Drake You as we do every Monday. Tomorrow
tomorrow, Jeff Has Cool Friends is going to drop, and that's going to be sick as hell. I have my very cool friend and hilarious comedian and good dude, Chris Calogero, who just dropped a great album, like a really phenomenal album. He's also a guy I have gone and quote
just checking. Is Jeff coming in for everybody?
numerous times as
Mine is
saying
cutting in
he
and
is
out,
the
but
most
yeah.
criminally underfollowed social media account I can think of. He makes these incredible videos, super fun. So yeah, now and on top of that though, like the comedian episodes are always fun because they become less driven about process and like credits and stuff, and they become a lot looser. And we play a back and forth in the Patreon exclusive. Like the Patreon exclusive content is almost as long as the actual episode
I am looking forward to
because
that.
we just can't stop talking because we're just such good guys.
So patreon.com/Jeff May. You can't wait a week for that, and you don't want to
Oh,
miss
I
out on the
am breaking
bonus content. That's
up.
tomorrow.
I am breaking up. Hold on.
I think you're better now, but when I asked you were, Jeff. So I think
Why am I breaking up?
it could just be internet connection between the two of us. I was seeing some internet connection
Yeah, the
stability on
people.
Zoom, which just love Zoom. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
well, I'm
that's
here.
yeah, you're here.
Uh,
I can hear you. If you're the question I was asking, and I'll keep you informed, Jeff, is if you're breaking up for me, I know you're breaking up for everybody else. Sometimes it's hard not to know. But I can hear
Now,
you. You're coming through. So
but
Wednesday though, Jeff.
wait, but wait, because Wednesday is going to be extra special, interesting. I have a guest for I Must Break You. I am not going to tell you who it is
Do you know what you're
yet.
breaking, Jeff? Do you know what you're breaking? Can you
But
spoil that or give a hint to that
I
at all?
think I think I'm going to do Pro Set music cards.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
Um, yeah, no, it's well, okay, fine. It's going to be Adam. I'm going to Adams. We're going to do at the very least one I Must Break You. I think we're going to record a You Don't Even Like Sports episode, probably a You Don't Even Like Sports cards episode. I'm actually fulfilling one of last month's now that the payment went through, the person who signed up for my patron at the $300 level wanted me to do a thing with Adam, so we're going to film that as well.
And my kiddo just ran in asking for me to print out a picture of death for him to make sure we're clear. The death costume, and he is copying that from Castlevania. All right, so apologies,
Oh,
Jeff, to have lost a little. I caught the end of your Wednesday. Let me
no,
ask this: are you doing Whatnot on Thursday again?
I should be doing Whatnot on Thursday, 12:30 to 2 and 4 to 6
And again, like I said,
at Mike Mayhew Studio. Yeah.
so you definitely follow Mike Mayhew on Instagram because Mike Mayhew that's going to do a. First off, it's just an amazing follow. Mike Mayhew Studios on Instagram is great following, but he also like last week what he did is he recorded all of the remarks that were going to be hidden in the
Oh yeah.
Whatnot auctions that Jeff gave. And the only rough part, like here's the thing, you make like some clever connections, but sometimes the audience gets savvy. So like last week there were a couple people that like figured out them and like the remarks went quick because what happens is Jeff will put a comic up for auction. If no one bids on it, it goes back in the bin. and it might have a remark in there and people don't realize it. But last time, or people just love Mike's stuff. So sometimes there are like people in there that just buy everything quickly. And there was someone that came in that was named like Sky Luke something, I forget. You can watch the recording, he's on there, but it had a very Star Warsy name, and there was a Darth Vader remark, and then you had that paired with another Star Wars helmet thing, and like he was like, he knew it, and he was going wild. He was like, this Star Wars one is
Yeah.
mine. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's
those are really fun. It's fun. It's actually a lot of work to put those together, but it's really fun to put the mystery packs together because like Mike will give me all the stacks. He's like, here's 40 mystery signed and 40 or here's 40 with the base sig and then 40 with or 35 with the fancy sigs, and then he'll do like, and here's the 5 with the bonus
And again, he'll show those. Like Mike
remarks.
showed those on his Instagram last week. Like did a recap of what was all going to be there. So it's worth following Mike, deciding if it's worth it. Giving a shout out, saying, "Hey, I'm here for Jeff." I know Mike's already your bud, already works out well, but probably cool. The chat's a lot of fun, a lot like the chat we have here. So yeah, anything else for the week, Jeff? So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I got a good mailbag coming Friday, and then I have mint on card.
Good mailbag coming. Oh yeah, it is already Friday the 13th, which is also Nicholas Cowan's birthday, and I only bring that up because that is on his IMDb. And just an awesome birthday. It's Friday the 13th, so a spooktacular Friday the 13th. A massive week for you, Jeff. Oh yeah, and tomorrow you're gonna go see the Tick too. So the Tick creator with Adam Conover as a surprise guest. So thank you for giving
the
me
host.
yeah, thank you for giving me your time tonight, Jeff.
Of course. No, glad to join. Glad to be here.
All right. Patreon.com/Jeff May. Jeff has cool cards on YouTube. Anything else, Jeff?
No, just thanks for the likes, the comments, and everything. Let us know in the comments what your favorite one was. But no, for real, we appreciate you guys hanging out and talking with us and having a good time. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when I drop my episode, and then we'll see you live on Wednesday.
Perfect. I'm playing the outro music, Jeff. Do the classic
Bye.
talkover. Bye. And then El Celdo has to clean his house. And Logan, I don't know. What do you think? Adam or Jesus? Who's a bigger get as a guest? Logan was asking for Jesus. Jesus. Yep. All right.